If only you lot knew how long it took me to actually sit here and find the motivation to actually press record. Like, I feel as though my content isn't what I want it to be, if that makes sense. Okay, so this video is meant to be about uni and how to deal with like your mental health during uni. I mean, I could tell you about that because I asked Instagram about a week ago what they want me to talk about, just so that I can get some, you know, some feedback, because I like feedback. I think feedback is very necessary. So I was just like trying to get that feedback from, you know, my audience, but I feel like my audience needs to maybe grow first before I'm asking my audience what kind of content I should be putting out. But I did get a comment about uni from my sister. Hey sis, if you're watching this. So I mean, I'll tell you what I did during uni and how I handled things during university, because obviously I can only speak from my experience. Okay, so I've always been, I don't want to use the word slow because that's not really fair. Like, I wouldn't say I'm slow, I just learn differently because obviously ADHD. So that means that it takes me longer to sort of maybe process things. I feel like when people are explaining things to me, I feel like I need an explanation like a few times before it sort of like registers in my head. So I kind of feel like the way of teaching, people's way of teaching that is just kind of like talking at you, that's not helpful for me. I sort of need somebody to really sort of explain, maybe draw pictures, I don't know, in order for me to understand. So already I was at a disadvantage because university, depending on what you're studying, depending on how many people are in your lecture, then that also obviously will why am I holding scissors? That also will obviously affect your learning, especially if you're like me. It's overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. University is really overwhelming. Like, it's a whole, especially if you're going out of if you're going away from home, it can be a lot, because I went away from home. I went to study in Canterbury. I went to study at Canterbury Christchurch University. I studied multimedia journalism, and I finished with a 2-2. I know that a 2-2 is basically like a C equivalent, if in simple terms. So I mean, I passed, but honestly I feel like I was really at a disadvantage because it was a lot to keep up with. Everybody learns differently, so the fact that they teach everybody the same is a bit messed up in my opinion, because everybody's brain works differently. Like, some people can be visual learners, some people, you know, might prefer to be practical learners. So everybody's different. If you have questions, ask questions. Do not hesitate to ask questions, because a lot of people kind of feel stupid for asking questions, which doesn't make sense, because that's what they're there for. Like, they're there to be asked like questions. So don't feel disheartened if you're falling behind, or if you feel like you're not understanding as quickly as everybody else, because like I said, everybody works differently. So take time with yourself and yeah, be patient with yourself, really. Another thing about uni is not necessarily the academic, like the educational side of it, but also the sort of the whole new environment. I made the choice to go away from home because at that time I didn't want to be at home anymore. I just wanted something new. I just wanted a new environment. So I decided to go away. But, you know, don't feel a type of way if you're feeling like homesick, or you're feeling a bit like, oh my gosh, maybe, you know, I don't like it here very much. When you first start out, it's normal to feel like that. So don't, like, you're not weird for thinking, oh, feeling like homesick, or thinking that, you know, maybe uni and the environment, because obviously it's a new environment for you. And when you're used to living at home, like I lived at home for however many years, and then to go from living with my mom and my sister to living with complete strangers that I don't know, it's a lot. Like, it is a lot. I try to, like, join societies. The only society that I really, like, successfully joined consistently was LGBT society, which even then I didn't really attend a lot of events. I tried to join rugby. Honestly, it wasn't I don't know what it was. Like, it was just a lot. And at one point I literally realized I had a deadline, and I was this close to missing this deadline because I was putting so much energy into rugby. And it's just like, okay, but at the end of the day, rugby is not going to give me my degree. As much as I really wanted to join, because I wanted it to help me, like, get, like, fitness. So yeah, I joined for that, but I sort of lost focus of the bigger picture, which was just, you know, me getting my degree and going, to be honest. So yeah, don't lose sight of the bigger picture. At first year, you can get especially in first year, you can get caught up in the hustle and bustle of, you know, going out clubbing. Well, I don't know about clubbing now because obviously COVID is rampant, but back in 2017, September of 2017, when I went first year, I can't lie, I was very, let's go out. And then I sort of calmed down in second year, and then by third year, I couldn't be bothered. Like, I really couldn't be bothered to go out. Like, I'd maybe go out once a week, if that. Obviously, have fun. Don't get me wrong, have fun. But at the end of the day, going out, it's not going to get you your degree. Remember, that's what you're there for, degree. Learning to cope by yourself, like, obviously, because, excuse me, certain things you're used to having done for you at home, they're not your parents or whoever you live with, they're not going to be there to do those things for you when you're living independently. I feel like when I make points, it's never just, you know, I always have to do, but you know what, it's fine, because, you know, that's just how I work. Okay, so if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. Please don't unsubscribe. I've only got, like, 28 subscribers. Please, people, I'm begging you. I'm actually begging. I'm on my knees. Please share my videos, because honest to God, like, the algorithm of YouTube, you know, for black creators, we're not really, you know, we're not really getting the recognition we deserve. But anyway, that's something else. Anyway, back to uni. Something that my sister specifically asked me about on my Instagram was about, because she's turning 18 next year. I actually can't deal with that, but yeah, she asked me about like studying, and honestly, there is no right way to study. There's no right way to study. It's about what works for the individual. Like, obviously, because of my ADHD, I can't focus for very long unless I take my medication, which I don't really like taking because I don't know, it's just a bit, you know, I feel a bit like a robot. I took it today, and that's probably why my energy isn't really the same as I normally am, because I just normally am. But today I'm like more, you know, because the medication. But I only took it today because I really wanted to focus on things that I wanted to do today. Do you see what I mean about never sticking to my point? Anyway, there's no right way to study is what I'm trying to say. There's no correct way to study, because it's really about what works for the individual. Like, for me, I like to use a lot of colour. I like to use a lot of highlighters. When I was studying for I only had like 1 or 2 exams during like my course, because I don't like exams, so I purposely picked a course where I didn't have hella exams, because yeah, no, I purposely got like the cards, and they were all different colours, because I don't know, it's just better to look at, and it helps me to retain the information, and it makes it a bit more fun. When I see like a text and it's just got so many words and like no pictures, like no imagery, like nothing is enticing me to look at it, then my brain immediately clocks out. Like, I'm just like, okay, like, it's just not. So you have to make sure, you have to understand yourself. In order to study properly, you have to understand yourself and how your brain works. Yeah, I hope that those tips helped somebody out there, because I don't know, more time when I'm filming videos, I just feel like I'm waffling, like, because obviously I'm talking to myself, but in my head I'm talking to myself. It's only when I put the video out, it's like, oh yeah, I'm actually making this content for people to watch. But right now it just feels like I'm just waffling to myself. But hey, yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Share, oh my gosh, share. I cannot stress this enough. Share, please. Share, please. Yeah. So yeah, just maybe leave a comment and let me know what else you want me to talk about, because I mean, I've got some ideas, but I don't know, like, is that what people want? Like, I want to know what people want so I can do what people want me to do, you know? Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm gonna try and do another video at some point, maybe, and post it like beginning of next week, because obviously I've been away for 2 weeks now, and there's been no content for 2 weeks, which is not very good. So yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Bye. I never know how to do the outro, you know. I never know. I just never know. Anyway, bye.